Well, what do you know? A new Fractal Design case. Oh man, we finally get something with tempered glass. Woo! So I've been looking around for a compact ATX enclosure that has tempered glass and it was airflow focused, and I think the Meshify C is the perfect sort of candidate, especially since I'm trying to go with all my storage on the exterior. So I'll be using this thing along with that for my main workstation RYZEN PC. Let's get started. Invest in storage that makes a difference. Choose Toshiba RD400 NVMe SSDs that are incredibly fast and reliable, backed by advanced warranty programs, so you can focus on what matters. RD400. Check it out in the description below. Alright, so the Meshify C is just a slightly modded Defined C. Nothing on the interior has changed, only some stuff on the exterior. But I'm extremely happy with the price markup for that tempered glass edition, which is not enormous. You're paying only $89 for the Meshify C, which is only a $5 premium over the windowed version of the Defined C. So this is Fractal's response to many current case trends, including edge-to-edge tinted tempered glass panels with a standard 4 thumb screw mount, and not your typical front panel that is no longer brushed plastic that Fractal is known for, but instead it's pretty much fully open for airflow purposes. And I like the subtle design choices that they've added, like a tasteful aluminum Fractal logo without which the front will appear too bland. And I do like the angular protrusions on the front mesh that are not extreme and are only visible at an angle. What I don't like though are the glossy plastic bits surrounding the new front mesh, and I initially thought the only way to remove the front dust filter is to pop it out from the frame that has the I/O attached to it, so it's not exactly user-friendly, but the removal of this front mesh is actually pretty unique. There is enough space for your fingers to get underneath the front panel and push onto the dust filter, and it simply pops out like that so you can clean it. Nice. I do like the blackout USB 3 ports at the top, still waiting for that Type-C port from Fractal though, and now they have repositioned the power LED that's hidden on the front panel. The magnetic top dust filter is good to eliminate percolating dust, and properly offset mounting points are here for dual 140 or 120mm fans. Now, one of the main reasons I like this frame so much is the size. It looks kind of like a micro ATX enclosure next to my Evolve ATX, but since I'm only air cooling my CPU, this reduced length of the chassis is actually more beneficial, especially since you can populate 3 120mm fans at the front or dual 140mm. On the interior, 2 fans are included. The power supply shroud is fully enclosed. The motherboard area is depressed inside with these angular rubber grommets that allow cleaner cable exit, and for water cooling, you can do a 360 rad at the front as long as you move back the drive cage and have a short power supply. And you can also do a 280 or a 240mm radiator at the front without removing the drive cage at all. And for the top, you can fit up to a 280mm radiator, and I had to move the rear fan down a little bit for it to fit. For additional storage, 3 SSDs can be installed on this bracket at the back, and I really love this channel for cables at the front, and I appreciate the captive thumb screws for the solid side panel. So now the basics are out of the way, let's put my RYZEN system out of here into here. Alright, so the assembly went flawless. I absolutely love the minimal style of the case. It's much smaller than my previous one, and therefore it allows me to actually house that external drive enclosure right beside it without interfering with much of my setup. But I am having some issues with the drive enclosure, so I'll have to troubleshoot that on why this is happening. Some drives are disconnecting and some drivers not being recognized, so yeah. And as for the case in total, I got 5 fans, 2 for intake, 2 for the CPU tower, and 1 for exhaust to keep airflow in this horizontal direction. I have 5 PCI slots occupied, and cable management for the interior is really fantastic. And behind the motherboard, the double loop Velcro straps really save the day to clean up cables fast. You don't have to spend hours on it, really 10 minutes, and that's all you need. And everything is flat to the case, so the side panel closes without any force. I do love the tinted tempered glass that has no color cast, which is awesome. It's pure black with good reflections and lighting shining through. And overall, I'm very happy with the system transition and the case downsize. Happy to report Fractal Design is back in the game with this damn good case.
Say goodbye to cables. It's time to enjoy wireless audio with the Corsair Void RGB gaming headset with a light and comfortable frame, low profile mic, on-headset volume control and mic mute, plus dual side illumination. Check out the Void RGB by Corsair, the perfect way to hear your game.
And we always gotta finish it with the And we're gonna finish today with Fred, because the Meshify C is Fred worthy. Make sure to subscribe and check out these other relevant videos. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this enclosure and this whole transition. Stay tuned for my concluding thoughts on this drive enclosure as soon as I finish troubleshooting it. And we'll see you in the next video.